This is JC with FX Insights. inFOCUS, the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We are going to take a look at 3 different chart packages, 2 of them with TradingView Toolkit, and 1 of them with my 2008-2009 free stock charts toolkit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the 1 hour on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We are in a trade currently. We've taken a long position on this trade, and we are long at 91.12.04. So we're long 91.12.04, one full lot on that position. I'm going to go through some pro trading levels, some of the pro trader methods. I'm going to flip on the TradingView Toolkit, and then we're going to go through a couple of the other chart packages and see what we look like. So we're going to kind of go through our time frames. I've already got most of the chart marked up for these time frames, but I'm going to point out a few key things. On the 1 hour chart, we are long 91.12.04 from the 91.12 area. We have a diamond pattern, inside bar, outside bar, inside bar at the bottom. We also have, when you have 75% of trending candles, one inside of the other like this, that's a 3 soldiers pattern. If you're a chartist that deals with candlestick patterns, that also is a reversal signal when you have that type of condition. So we have the 3 soldiers pattern looking for a move to the upside. We have the diamond pattern looking for a move to the upside. I'm going to go very quickly to the daily. We'll take a look at the daily chart. On the daily chart at the very bottom, we have a diamond pattern on that daily chart also. So there's a diamond pattern, inside bar, inside bar. We're inside the current inside candle. That's an arrowhead pattern. Both signals are bullish, so we're looking for a breakout above 91.36. I have another diamond pattern on this daily, and I've been watching this for the whole week. Inside bar, inside bar, all the way back to the 28th of June on this daily chart. Just very quickly, I'm going to go to the weekly, just to show you what it looks like on the weekly. We are currently in a market-making candle, so you can see where all of our levels are, where all the market making is. So we have a little bit of area at the bottom to move, but all of the market making and all of the pro trading method principles are showing a trade higher, and we're going to look at this on the indicator systems and the CISGG Prometrics algorithm, and then we're going to look at some basic technicals from my GG series Forex signals on the free stock charts toolkit. So let's go very quickly to the 1 minute, and we can sort of take a look at where our entry was on this trade. We actually got in this trade where you see the orange arrow. I gave up about 1.5 pips on the entry at the very bottom. Gave up 1.5 pips, and then we've had this move higher. I'm looking now at the CISGG Prometrics, and you can see we had some strength in that down move, and we came down near the Prometrics target around this 91.12 area. And when we started to approach that, I looked at an entry when I saw the weakness on this 1 minute candle. And then you can see we had the Prometrics reversal 3 bars later. And since then, we've sort of been in an uptrend. I have a little bit of a diamond pattern right there at the top. So what I'm going to do is I've already got the bottom of that marked with the current market making level. But I'll go ahead and put one more level in there around the 91.17. So we might see a little bit of a move down below that area. All right, so I'm going to cycle through some time frames just so we can see the Prometrics and what the signals are. This is the 1 minute chart. We're currently in a buy trend, trading below the algorithm, which is bullish. We just hit the previous step target and pushed through it, and then we see some pressure, and that's typically what happens with the Prometrics. When you get close to those levels, you start to see some market making action. Take a quick look at the 5 minute. We do have sort of some market making taking place at this top a little bit on this 5 minute, just a sort of intermediate top. I don't see anything against our position really on that 5 minute. So maybe a move below this 91.17 level is possible. Looking at the 15 minute chart, we're strong and bullish on our Prometrics on that 15 minute. look at the 1 hour chart. So looking at our 1 hour chart, we've broken out of our diamond pattern. You can see we're above that high. We're into the price action territory where we're starting to see where we've hit those Prometrics on the algorithm. Just a little bit of resistance on this 1 hour. That's putting us back down toward that 91.17 level we were talking about. We're right in the middle of the price action of the three soldiers type of pattern there. Take a quick look at the 4 hour. So looking at our 4 hour, we have a bullish reversal on that 4 hour. On our Prometrics, that's where the third step is greater than the first step on a peak low. So we made a peak low and lower low here. And then the third step is higher than our first step on our algorithm. Look at our daily chart. And there you can see us on our daily. We're heading toward that 91.36 level on this diamond pattern and have a decent amount of strength in it. We are trading above the Prometrics. So what we're looking for is a significant move higher on this trade above this 91.36 level to sort of pull these metrics up. I don't have a Prometric reversal, but I do have a two-step buy signal. So that's what we're looking at there. All right, so I'm going to flip over and we're going to take a look at what we look like on the TradingView Toolkit, the full package with CIS GG Pro Action, CIS GG Pro Trader, and CIS GG Prometrics. So we're going to have our market depth, our buy-sell zones. We're going to take a quick look at that. So right here we are. We're looking at the TradingView Toolkit for the TradingView.com chart package. So we have come down and hit a low target in the last 3 days. We have a Gatsby signal on the day 3 days ago. We had a little bit of a consolidation to create this diamond pattern on this daily. And now we sort of have an arrowhead set up bullish. Our momentum target right now is right around the 91.37.4. That's the very thin inversion momentum trend target is 91.37. That puts us above our diamond in a breakout pattern. You can see we're about the same level at 91.39.3 on our Pro Trader adjusted trend curve. And our high target is 92.03, somewhere in that range. And I do have a 92 target longer term on this trade. When we look at our market depth up at our Pro Action, you can see that we're in a bullish cycle. We're still in a bearish trend, so we haven't seen a full trend conversion on our intermediate trend. So what we want to see is a trend conversion today on the CIS GG Pro Action market depth so that we get a green bar like what you see here that I'm highlighting from June 28th. So if we can get two dark green bars, that's bullish. Now our market depth currently is trading at 13. And with max potential at about 33.6, and our max market depth range is all the way up 80 pips. So from where we are right now at 91.20 up another 77 pips, that puts us very close to that 92 even target Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. One thing that's very important is with our market depth only at 13, we're looking for a bullish signal all through the day. There's a difference of about 20 pips. So we're looking at a possible range of about 20 pip bursts in this trade to the upside. So probably 17 to 20 pips at a time, and then some consolidation, and then another 17 to 20 pips from those lows. But our current average market depth right now is calculated at 33, but the average market depth previously is at 51. So if we move up from 13, where we are, to our previous market depth low to 24, that's 11 pips. If we go up 33, 11 pips, that's 44. And our actual average market depth yesterday was 51. So what that means is we have the potential of getting a good 20 pip move in this trade on market depth today. So we have our buy-sell zones. You can see the intermediate trend is still dark blue on the outside breakout high, breakout low targets. What I have highlighted here in orange is just the US dollar relative to the current exchange pair. I sometimes do that when I'm looking at giving my dollar away into two non-US dollar currencies. When we look at our Prometrics are all negative except for one Prometric. We have one Prometric that's positive, and it's just barely positive. It's a trend metric showing that we're going to be trading potentially 4 pips above the trend. So that's 91.47, and we're under compression. You can see the hot bar compression at minus 29. That means if we don't go down 29 pips, and that would put us below the 91 even area. So if we don't go down 29 pips, we're still in sort of a bullish condition. I'm at minus 25 on a trigger condition, and I'm at minus 24 on the momentum. So I'm showing momentum higher, and the price action will follow that momentum, and we're under hot bar compression. So that gives you sort of an idea as to what we're looking at. We do have a Gatsby signal from 3 days ago showing a potential reversal within 3 bars. And so we're looking for that hopefully today with a move higher, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. So that's TradingView Toolkit, chart package number 2. Now I'm going to go to a 2008-2009 GG series version, and we're going to take a look at that version very quickly. So this is free stock charts, 2008-2009 GG series. And what this is going to do is we're just going to look at something basic and technical on a couple of key time frames. One thing about this chart package is I have 3-bar, 2-bar buy-sell signals on most currency pairs. This is my major currency exchange, most of the ones that I use most often, and they're US dollar relative. So all of these impact US dollar significantly. And then I have my Pacific Rim trade all the way into the Eurozone. So this is mostly my Pacific Rim currencies. And then over here I have my Eurozone currencies. So I can go through, do a quick scan of all my signals. And then I have one set up for the futures market also. So Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We're looking here at a 4-hour. All right. I'm currently in a sell condition. But here's what I want to point out. When we look at momentum, where you see this thin orange line, that momentum is higher than the price action strength, and that's bullish. Because when momentum is higher than price action performance, that is bullish for price action. That shows that price action should move higher. So what I'm looking at here, we have our trend curve for momentum is in a bullish zone, so it's above what would be a 50% level. I'm looking for momentum to push up through that today. If it does, I think price action will follow and will break the high on this 4-hour. If you look at this 4-hour, you see this diamond, very large diamond right in the middle of this chart. You can see the low here, and the high is up above this 91.36. So if we hit that 91.36, I think we probably have a 3-burst move, 20 pips each, all the way up at least to 91.70 to the 91.90 range, and possibly the 92 even range. So let's take a look at what our signals look like on our daily. So we're going to go from 4-hour to daily. And again, this is Free Stock Charts Toolkit. This is our diamond pattern. On this daily, you can see the diamond pattern. I have 2 buy signals. I have momentum leading price action once again higher. We just broke through a 50% region. And we have a strong curve change on our trend curve. So we have a little bit of a bullish reversal on that trend curve moving up, even though it's in a bearish zone. So let's go into a shorter time frame. We're going to take a look at the 1-hour chart very quickly. Look at the 1-hour chart. I'm not quite into my 100% range territory, so I'm looking for another push higher on this hourly at least for an hour, 2 hours before we hit the next consolidation phase on this trade. I do have buy signals, and you can see right away we pop up to that 100% level, and what I would like to see is some price to follow through and give some lower end strength to that move. So we're going to watch this on the hourly. We could see consolidation here, and then when it pulls these metrics down, you can see when it consolidates, it pulls the signals down into the below 75% range at 67%, 67.5. If we were to close on this hourly candle in this consolidation area, then what it would do, it would turn these calculations down, but our signal would possibly still be bullish, and then we would have a whole lot more room to move higher on the next candle. So we'll watch that over a couple of hours. Take a look at what we look like. We'll just look at a 1 minute chart very quickly. So you can see as our momentum comes off, we have no relative price performance with it, and we are at we're at like 3.42% with buy signals on the 1 minute chart on the Gatsby signal at the bottom. So that's our GG series buy sell signal. If it's a green bar, it's a buy. If it's a blue bar, it's a sell. So we're looking to see some move here on this 1 minute chart. So let's take a look at the 5 minute. See what we look like on the 5 minute. We've had a little bit of a consolidation. We're up here at the top. So we might get a push higher and then another consolidation pattern that sort of brings us back down lower. So right now we're trading on an inside bar on that 5 minute, a double inside bar. That's an arrowhead pattern. I would like to see us get higher than that on that 5 minute. Quickly, just look at the 15 minute. And the 15 minute still has some room to go. So we're at 100% on our momentum and price action. So eventually we're going to get some consolidation when momentum comes off. Not too concerned about that, but let's go to this 4 hour and let me point out something on this 4 hour. On this 4 hour, the signals work somewhat weaker on this Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Hold on just a second. On this 4 hour, you can see where we've weakened off and we're in a sell condition, but I point out that momentum is above the price strength, the price performance, and if momentum's above price performance, it's going to pull price higher. Momentum is the leading indicator. So if momentum's higher, then it's going to pull price higher. If momentum's lower, it's going to pull price lower. So I'm looking for a reversal from this 70% area back up to our 100% zone on this 4 hour, and that would give us at least probably a 60 pip move from 91.21. So remember, our entry is at 91. Let me pull up our entry again. Our entry is at 91.12.4 on our entry level. As soon as I got in the trade, I was up 3 pips. So it went down a pip for 2 minutes and then it took off. So we're at 91.12. We're up 20 pips already. So we've already had our first 20 pip burst. I'm going to go back to our original chart with the Prometrics. There once again is the TradingView Toolkit. You can go to cisevents.wordpress.com or hashtag TradingView Toolkit and find out all you want to know about TradingView Toolkit. You can also check CIS topics on the website and check out the pro trading information for the pro trading seminar. I'm not really marketing it to you because what I do is I give away the toolkit for free with the seminar, but you can kind of see topically what I'm discussing when I do FX Insights. Because what I like to do is go to nothing but charts with candles and just trade that straight chart and see what it looks like. So here we go. I'm going to go back to our original chart. And here we are. We're looking at our Prometrics. This is our daily. I'm going to go to our 1 minute very quickly. And so what we were looking at on all of our signals and all of our technicals was a potential move higher in this 1 minute. So when you see this, we have another diamond-like pattern on this 1 minute forming at the bottom. So that's bullish. Right now we are up Again, 20 pips on the trade. So we're up 20 pips on the trade. Zoom this out just a little bit, not too much. So we're up 20 pips on the trade, or sorry, 10 pips on the trade. We're at 91.12 on our entry. And what we're looking for is our next 20 pip burst on this trade. So I'm looking for 3 20 pip bursts out of this Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and a lot of bullish signals even longer term. So here's what our weekly looks like. And you can see that we're in this market making candle where we're bouncing back and forth between very weak buy sell conditions on this, and I'm looking for the daily to pull us all the way up to this 92 level again on this Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. So I'm going to go to my main TradingView Toolkit, and we're going to look at this chart very quickly, and we're going to look at a couple different time frames. We've been looking at the daily. All right, so I'm going to go in here, and we're going to look just at the hourly, where we had the diamond reversal that we were initially playing on our trade entry. So you can see where we are on our metrics currently on this hourly. We've come off a low, we consolidated down, and now we're right up at our breakout target high. So when we went right up to that target high, we're looking to go up to this breakout target high of 91.30 and potentially push that a little bit higher, up to 91.35.36, which is what all of our technicals are showing. We have a trend support for Pro Trader trend, adjusted curve down around the 91.15 area, which is above my entry at 91.12, and our inversion momentum is at the exact same level at the 91.16 or 91.15.3. It's a little bit lower, but so all of my conversions are showing a higher trade. So in our 1 hour, we're right at our peak low market depth. So we're looking to get that market depth. You see how our market depth came down on our maximum for the day, to see if we can't push that back up and get that market depth back up. This is the 1 hour chart. To over 11, we're looking to get up to at least 17 pips, 17 to 20 pips on a move today on this hourly chart to the upside. And then a quick look at what it looks like on the 1 minute. So this is TradingView Toolkit on a 1 minute. We're coming off a little bit. I'm looking for a reversal. We have a little bit of some signs here with this down double our pip spread. You can see the hot bar starting to pop through there on the Prometrics. So we should probably hit this target low near this breakout low and then start to see some pressure back to the upside. So all of our low peak market depth has been bearish, but our really strong moves on this Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, the real capital performance with max market depth above 17 pips has all been bullish of recent. And on this 1 minute chart, our peak market depth's up around the 2.1 range, all bullish. All of the low peak depth is bearish. So we're looking to continue that bullish move. So once again, I'm JC. This is the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar inFOCUS with TradingView Toolkit and FX Insights and a little bit of market analysis and a look at some of those pro trader levels. I'll go back to that just before we exit out of here, and I'll pull the algorithm off. And I'll pull the algorithm off. I'll go in here and look at our daily chart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom this in right as we close. And I'll zoom this in. And you can see where we are on our daily chart and sort of where our market making resistance is as we move through here. So we're trading right now in a huge market making consolidation area. This is candle 3 on our Pro Trader trend method. We're at 91.17. We're up better than 5 5.5 pips from our 91.12 entry where this green line is. And we're just sort of in that consolidation, market making consolidation with our next price action above the 91.25, potentially up above 91.36, all the way up to that 92.02 is what we're looking like. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar in focus. JC with FX Insights from CIS Trading.